should not be for me. The reason why we are here tonight is because of you. The hundreds of workers that worked with us in 62 years and the thousands of musicians that are here today, many of them. This is why we're here today. I'd like to start out when I speak with a quote from the Dalai Lama, who I had the great honor of hearing speak when he was there at the University of Buffalo a number of years ago. And he said, "Live a happy life. Lead a happy life. Live a happy life." He went on also to say, "Lead a rich life, not a life full of riches." And that is why we are in the music industry. We live a rich life. None of us, well, I guess when we first started the industry, we thought we'd be all rich millionaires. And after a couple of years into it, you realize that is just not going to happen, unless you're Robbie Ticket, of course. Thank you for allowing me to be on the Public Relations Committee. Thank you. So, I want to say thank you, first of all, to the board, President Anthony Casuccio, Vice President Tom Morette, and especially Secretary Diana Strawbridge, who finds out how difficult it really is to deal with a detail-oriented person like myself. I'd also like to thank the rest of the board of trustees, the advisory board, the council, as well as the nominating committee. Thank you very much. The company was started basically in 1958 by my father, Vincent Morette, who sadly passed away in 1989. He was a hotshot musician. He played trumpet, drums, and piano, went to Fredonia University, and soon realized that his calling was on stage, but not as a musician, but as a conductor and as a music educator. And that's how we started this company. He was a teacher who recorded his rehearsals, his bands, elementary school bands, and I think it's important that he chose elementary school music to go into because he realized that those people who taught elementary school were the ones who got us excited about music as a young age. Too late in junior high. In high school, we've already got other interests. The most important teachers we have are elementary school teachers, and if anyone who has children in here, I encourage them to go into that vocation, elementary school, because those are the ones that truly motivate us. And guess where we are today? He quit teaching in 1965 to join the Wurlitzer Band Instrument Corporation and their Music in Our Catholic Schools program. He traveled the country to Catholic schools to start kids in music. He was a music man, really. It was amazing. And he has started a number of college band directors that have come up to me and said, "Yeah, your dad came to my school and got me started." It's just amazing kind of thing. My dad was just an amazing man. In 1969, he built a barn. And many of you have recorded it here, especially the people in the audience today. Absolutely. That was at 6010 Goodrich Road. This opened the door to a lot of musicians to walk through our doors. As I counted, because I'm very young, I'm only 29. I counted 49 musicians that I knew of that are Buffalo Music Hall of Fame members. And I would just want to mention a couple of them because you may know a couple of them. Starting in 1977 with Rick James. He got stuck there during the Blizzard of 77. The next year, our Buffalo Weather did it again. 1978, the Blizzard of 78, Spiral Jogger got stuck in there. And just a few throughout the years, and I have to do this fast. I mean, I'm only going to list a few, but there's Big Wheelie and the Hubcaps, 10,000 Maniacs, Talus, Billy Sheehan, Dave Constantino, John Velvet, Rock Candy, Tony Gallo, Raven, Lance Steiner, Trey Livingston, Gail Lon. Oh my gosh, the Fidelli family, Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, Eli Comkoff. Thank you so much for saying these nice things about my dad. Oh my gosh, Van Taylor, Tom Lorenz. Oh my gosh, Dwayne Hall was one of the first groups that recorded in the studio, and he's wearing a fedora. Cowboy hat, I was expecting. You also had a group called the Dooleys, I think it's pronounced. Woo! As well, George Caldwell, also Buffalo Music. How proud are we to work with people like you? international company, and I have spent a lot of my life dedicating myself to the international music scene. And as you saw in the picture, I've worked with and we have worked with such great people as Doc Severinsen, Dilly Gillespie, the Marcellus family, meaning Ellis Winton and Bramford, Chuck and Get Mangione, Alan Mazzuti, Bobby McFerrin, Roy Clark, Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, Joseph Wooten, Jeff Scott Soto, Anthrax, Stone Troopers of Death, Jerry O'Lee and Doyle of the Misfits, the Toys, Canadian Branch, Chicago Symphony Orchestra, Houston Opera, Tokyo Kosai Orchestra, Sheila Peatman, who won a Grammy with the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, and even author Kurt Vonnegut. I mean, these are just a few of the people that we've had the honor. There's a lot more. I'm trying to disclose, like, even the ones in the program are only less than 10% of the people we had the honor, and I mean honor, of working with. This is the selfish part of the speech, because again, this honor is not about me, but someone has to work 60 to 70 hours a week and spend 35 weeks on the road. And unfortunately, that's me. But first and foremost, I have to thank my father, who is here in heaven. He's here. This is his watch. My mom. He stood by my father as well as me, but mostly my father, when he was building this company. Can you imagine when you come home and you tell your wife, I took out a second mortgage for $45,000 on our house because I wanted to buy a 24-track tape machine. That was the cost of the house. So, thank you, Mom. I'm not the music critic. I had 4 people who inspired me and helped keep me going through the hardest times of my life. 2 of them sadly have passed, Christopher Iso and Joseph Simpkins. 2 are still living, Ron Sutherland and John Bellway. These people taught me many, many things. These are my best friends as well as my dad's best friends. That's the amazing part about my life, is that people who are my dad's best friends became mine. That's just amazing. They taught me that quality trumps everything. You have to treat people with respect, put out a ridiculous high-quality product, but most important, make it fun.
Yes!
Many of you don't know me, but you have worked in my studio, and you know the people who were there. And I need to thank some of the engineers. Again, the more comprehensive list is in your program, but I really need to thank people, and I know that the more senior crowd has worked with a lot of these people, and they recognize these names, younger people may not. But there was Al Gibson right from the very beginning, Larry Swiss, Buffalo Music Hall of Fame member, Chuck Madden, Buffalo Music Hall of Fame member, David Belenka, Mark Mecker, Jim Summer, Chuck Kavanaugh, Robert Kraftke, Armand Petrie, who was here tonight, and also Buffalo Music Hall of Fame member. John Caruso, David Musio, who was supposed to be here, but is unfortunately ill and could not make it tonight, as well as Fred Etchen, who I also would like to thank David St. Ange, who was also here, and I also expect him to be in the same position someday. Also, Chris Chafee, Matt Kiss, who's here tonight, thank you, Matt. Garrett Robinson, Jake Jurowitz, who's currently on staff and here tonight, thank you, Jake. As well as our current manager, David Bishop, who I know him just as Bishop. Thank you guys for making the sound of Mark Studios, the sound of Mark Studios. Our current staff also comprises of Mike Kladzinski, who is our art director, and of course, no business is complete without your manager, because quite honestly, she is the one who really runs it. And I have to say extra special thank you, Melanie Kuzwara. I just want to again say thank you very much to everyone, but the most important people on all that list are you, the musicians, who came and trusted our studio to make your project. Be it recording, be it record mastering through the Groove Shop, be it record production, be it cassette production, be it CD production, be it digital distribution, artist representation. We're all here because of you. Thank you, each and every one of you. And I want to conclude with one simple thing, and I'm going to need your help with this. It's just like, I'm wondering